Yeah, I think this won't be here. Toward I-40 and heading into areas of the high country as well. Now, it's not much accumulations, possibly a dusting around the I-40 corridor and possibly a little bit south of there. But if we see any flakes flying here in the Charlotte area or surrounding areas of the Piedmont, it will just be just a couple of flakes. It looks like Marion over to Morganton and Hickory, seeing some snow out there right now. It's 33 in Morganton. You can see from this camera here, it does look like maybe a couple flakes flying, still a little hard to tell from this camera view. Some cars are just driving out on the roads, some wet roads, but look at that, 33 degrees. And we've had a lot of melting take place over the last about 24 hours or so. So road conditions are looking a little bit better. Visibility a little bit low in some spots. That wind right now is rather calm, so you can get some of this low cloud deck out there. That's what we're seeing across much of the area. It's 30 in Hickory right now. We're really hovering close to that freezing point almost all across our area. It's 32 in Shelby and in Charlotte, 32 in Wadesboro and in Rockingham right now. Now, do expect a decent dose of clouds. Yesterday was so gray outside with some of that misty drizzle. I'm expecting pretty gray skies through a lot of today, but by the middle of the day, I do think we could have some breaks with some sunshine, and then temperatures, of course, staying pretty cool. Rain chances low, but so are those highs. Highs struggling today to reach 40 degrees. So we have what's causing these showers. That's a frontal boundary. So temperatures will be cooling. You can see forecast highs today about 39 to roughly 40 here across the Charlotte metro. But look at all of this warmth out to the west. This warmth is going to push eastward. You can see this huge dig in the jet stream right now, allowing these temperatures to stay cold. Detroit right now 20 degrees, 21 in Pittsburgh, again struggling today to reach the upper 30s to right near 40. But now in Charlotte, Rock Hill sitting at 32 degrees right now as well, with Concord at 34. Boone right now actually 26 degrees. So yes, it is chilly out there across the board, but we're really teetering pretty close to that freezing point across much of our area. We do have a decent dose of clouds, and actually uptown, it's right here, but you can't really see it. So we do have a bit of a low cloud deck out there as well. So just be careful out on the roads. We are getting reports of more accidents happening actually today compared to what we have seen, but I think people are just getting back in the swing of things with a lot of this ice melt out there. And you can certainly tell the difference. When you walk outside, a lot of my grass was almost clear of the snow out in parts of Gaston County. Chris is quite shocked, but really the rain and the temperatures that have been even hovering above that freezing point have really started to melt some things. So live radar right now definitely showing some of that snow along the I-40 corridor right now. We could see some of these flakes fly here in the metro, but I still think it's going to be, I know it's not going to be anything, but I think we'll be hard pressed even here across central Piedmont to see anything in the way of these flakes. We only have a small window to see that, and that's over the next couple of hours. Then we'll stay dry. Clouds will pretty much hang tight though. As you look at your future track, I'll pause this at 11 a.m. I think that's the latest time frame that we could see a few flakes fly. But again, I'm just telling you this because, well, that's my job, but we're not going to see it accumulate. This is not going to be an issue causing scenario across the area as we head through the day. Temperatures though will be about upper 30s, so quite chilly. By 6 p.m. we could see some of these clouds break. Now, I will say the overnight low forecast tonight is a little bit of a tricky one. If we get the clouds to hang tight, then it won't be as cold, but if we do have a little bit more in the way of clearing, I do think that we could end up a little bit colder, where we could be dealing with a little bit of a refreeze. Again, a lot is melting, but anything wet could potentially refreeze out there. Now, as we head through Friday, we'll have this clipper system across the area, bringing a healthy amount of snow to areas across the high country. Here in the Charlotte area, forecasting just an isolated shower possible, just rain showers though. That snow is going to be confined up to our mountain communities. Of course, this will be an elevation dependent snow. This is a look through 3 p.m. Friday, but we look ahead toward the latter half of Friday and then into early Saturday morning, and we're looking at several inches again, especially in some of those higher elevations, probably about 2 inches though toward areas around 3,500 feet. So temperatures out the door right now pretty much right near that freezing point, 26 right now in Boone. Clouds not as abundant as yesterday, but expect another gray day, especially through the first half of the day. Upper 30s to right around 40 degrees in Gastonia and here in Charlotte. So temperatures really flirting right with that freezing point. When you wake up and head out the door, you'll notice we actually had a decent amount of melting over the past 24 hours with those above freezing temperatures, but we're going to stay cold as we head through the day today. Pretty gloomy as we head through the first half of the day as well. We'll be in the upper 30s to right around 40. Some more sunshine will start to break as we head through the middle of the day, but I am anticipating those rebuilding clouds as we head through the overnight period. If we do not have those clouds, though, we could end up with even colder temperatures as we head through the overnight period. We look at forecast highs across the eastern half of the nation. 55 for today in Omaha. Check out 62 in Wichita, but here in the Carolinas, 39 in Charlotte, even Charleston struggling to get above that 40-degree point. So we have a big dig in the jet stream, but that's going to change. We look at the long-range temperature outlook, and all of those the warm temperatures that you were seeing off to the west, well, those will end up building to the east as we get a change with that jet stream, and we're going to see the temperatures actually rise as we head through this weekend. Not so much, still going to be in the 40s, but heading into next week, you will certainly as we head through the day, upper 30s to right near that 40-degree mark. We could get some decreasing clouds with a brief dose of sunshine, maybe not as gloomy as what we saw out there yesterday, but certainly do anticipate a decent amount of those clouds as we head through the day today. We will see temperatures overnight, if we see clear skies, certainly cool. We could also wake up tomorrow morning with a little bit of fog. Now, as we look toward your Friday, we will have a clipper system, and this will bring a decent dose, even several inches of snow to areas across the high country. Here in the Piedmont, look at that though, 50. We could have a 20-degree temperature difference between the high country and areas in the Piedmont as we head through the day tomorrow, looking at anywhere from about 2 to 6 inches elevation dependent up across areas of the high country. That's Friday as we head into Saturday. So let's go ahead and look at some of those potential snow totals. This is through now until Friday afternoon. Not much. Maybe you guys picking up another 1/10 of an inch of snow, but it's really going to be that clipper system that elevates those snow chances and totals as you guys head through Friday night and then heading into Saturday. So temperatures out there right now, again, it is pretty chilly, hovering close to that freezing point. 31 in Lincolnton. I was just checking Denver Fire's Facebook page. They're in Lincoln County. They're having several accidents. The secondary roads are very slick out there from a little bit of additional snowfall. So just a little bit with some of these cold roads is allowing for some of those secondary roads to become slick once again. Mainly Lincoln County points to the north, so areas right along the I-40 corridor. So